My name is Ryan Flores. I am a pre-sales engineer. Today we're talking about our business intelligence, our BI applications, Zoho Analytics. We're talking about how we can make data-informed marketing decisions using Zoho Analytics. This is going to be pretty standard. It's going to show you how we can report on our email marketing applications using Zoho Analytics. So on the agenda today, we'll be talking about why reporting matters, why we even need to report. It's pretty easy question for most of us to answer, right? And then why Zoho Analytics? Like these apps have reporting tools built into them. CRM has its own reports module. Zoho Desk has reports. So what separates analytics from those Zoho Analytics from those components in analytics? Or maybe we're using spreadsheets and why we should move away from those spreadsheets, right? And then we'll talk about getting insight. So that's a very generalized term. We're going to just show a little bit of Zoho Analytics and how it can be used. Um, and then how we can share these dashboards, how we can present them, schedule them, things like that. And then just some new things. There's a session, what's new in Zoho Analytics that was presented yesterday by Silas. I'm sure if you attended that, you saw all of this, but we'll be just talking about kind of the basics of what's new there. So, why does reporting matter? Um, Reporting matters because it replaces guesswork with data backed insights. So we actually know what we're reporting on. It leads to more strategic and effective business choices, of course, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys want to see if people are clicking your emails. And that's stuff that you can get out of Zoho campaign, Zoho marketing automation. Allows tracking KPIs in near real time to understand your progress towards goals and to quickly spot these issues so we can actually react to these KPIs. All right. Identifying trends and opportunities. So it helps us uncover patterns, market shifts, customer behavior insights, and potential areas for growth or improvement but that might otherwise be missed. Being able to see our historical data is going to help us make some better decisions in the future. Automates data gathering and visualization, saves time presenting complex info clearly for faster understanding across the org, right? So I have here the DIKW pyramid. I do that because it's not a pyramid, right? And it's more than DIKW. We added in insights here, right? Because we're making data driven insights. So first you have just data, right? Just raw information. These are your spreadsheets. These can be just maybe some payments, right? $20, $25, $20, $20. Just we don't know what it is. We get some information from that. We have some context to this data. Like, hey, this is a red shirt, a red shirt, a red shirt, a blue jacket, blue jacket. We have 15 blue jackets and 10 red shirts. Then we have some other knowledge. We make some connections like, hey, maybe we have more red shirts or more blue jackets than red shirts. Why is that? Okay? So with insights, we can say, well, we did market heavily our blue jackets. So back in December, our blue jackets sold like crazy because we're, actually telling people about them. So with those insights, we can actually start making other connections. Like maybe in the future, we need to market our red shirts heavier. We need to um, go heavy in this marketing campaign, something along those lines. So throughout this presentation, I'll show you how that raw data can turn into some actionable insights, of course, and how we can actually how we can actually have everlasting wisdom for our company to make some better decisions like those. So Zoho Analytics versus spreadsheets. I know plenty of people, before you used Zoho, you loved your spreadsheets, right? Your spreadsheets were everything, but there were some flaws in those spreadsheets. A lot of misorganization, things like that. So analytics will of course handle massive data sets effortlessly. You might have had like a million rows in your spreadsheets, but you could have a billion in Zoho Analytics if you wanted to. All right. You're working with actual up-to-date info using integration. So automatic data syncs. You have this one place where everything's coming from all of your apps. All right. You might have your marketing stuff there, but you'll also have stuff from your CRM, from books. So you are able to build advanced interactive dashboards easily, which I will show you in this presentation. I'll show you how. I know a lot of people are scared of analytics because it's analytics. You hear that word, you're like, "What? I don't want to build dashboards all day." I'll show you these pre-made dashboards that are built for you when you integrate into analytics. And of course, some collaboration security controls, just like our other Zoho apps. You can decide who gets to view what dashboards. Our marketing team needs to see our marketing dashboards, our accounting team, our accounting dashboards, all that good stuff. And then having a single source of truth. So it's so common that, somebody comes into a company and they're like, well, how is this built out? How do we, we'll have a spreadsheet that's called 2024 December spending reviewed final version 7, and you're like, yeah, I don't believe that one bit. There's no way this is like the single source of truth. With analytics, everything is up to date. It's coming from all of these apps. It's automatically syncing, and you have a blend of these components. And so why not in-app analytics? Like I said, you're blending data from several sources, including non-Zoho, which I'll show you in a bit. You're gaining more control over creating and sharing reports. And when I say you're blending data from several sources, I mean, like I mentioned, the CRM and your marketing efforts. With campaigns, with marketing automation, you're not really seeing what's going on with all of your marketing efforts. As a marketer, you want to know that your marketing efforts are actually making a difference, right? So what if we're able to see, well, in Zoho campaigns, we're generating all of these leads from this form, and our campaigns have generated all these leads. Our landing pages have generated all of these leads, and those leads actually have closed-won invoices from Zoho Books. So by blending data, we're able to actually see all of that information, right? And of course, we're seeing historical trends more than 180 days. It's not really the case for a lot of our apps now, but uh, Zoho Analytics is going to allow you to see way further in the past so that we can make some more accurate predictions when it comes to things like our advanced features like forecasting, right? Being able to see how much revenue or how much we're actually spending on our marketing efforts in the future, things like that. Of course, AI features, which I will be showing, and data prep. Data prep is another. How many of you guys have heard of data prep? I'm sure you've heard of it in this session or in the Soholics as well. Data prep is, of course, going to help you cleanse and prep your data. I'll show you guys a bit of that as well. So first things first, we're going to show how we can import data into Zoho Analytics, right? So this here is a whole mess of folders. This is my analytics workspace, and it's showing me a bunch of folders that are helping me organize all of my dashboards and reports. This can be useful for you to kind of put your dashboards into different segments for different teams, things like that. And on the left side here, you're seeing some components. You're seeing some uh, your dashboards, reports, data. These are like your modules in analytics, right? And then we have a fun one, Ask Zia, which I'll show you guys in a bit. Um, but you click this plus sign up here, and you can easily just create a new table, right? So tables in here are just like your spreadsheets. Every module in the CRM is a table. Your contacts and campaigns is a table. The emails is a table. It's just your raw data, right? So we have some different options here. We have files. We can easily bring in a CSV file, an Excel file, just like you would in the CRM or any other application. I click here, and you'll see we have some options: CSV, other text formats, local drive. We just choose our file, bring it straight into here, and it'll create a table within Zoho Analytics there. Now, another option's feeds/URLs. So here with feeds and URLs, we can potentially use something like, or you can use cloud storage slash drive to kind of feed CSVs into analytics. If you've ever had the need to kind of on a sync feed analytics from a work drive link or a Google Drive link, we can do that using that import feature there. Of course, some databases, data lakes, if this is your thing, if you guys want to integrate with a third-party database like Amazon, um, you'll see a bunch of options here, and we're actually planning on supporting plenty more in the future. You can do that here, and the fun part, the Zoho app. So all of our Zoho applications you see here are all integrated into analytics for reporting. This can help me, see my orders in commerce, uh, and my leads that have been generated from campaigns into one dashboard. Or like I mentioned, your finance suite, your books, your inventory, your CRM, all of that kind of blending into one place there. So you don't have to go into all of these applications. And you'll actually find Zoho Analytics is already embedded into most of these Zoho apps. For instance, like if you wanted to use a CRM web tab or a web module, you can create a module that displays Zoho Analytics as a module in the CRM if you wanted to. It's a helpful tip there. Yeah. Uh, and then, of course, since this is the marketing track, we have plenty of marketing integrations here. Facebook ads, Facebook pages, if we want to see like our traffic there. Zoho campaigns, for instance, I click on Zoho campaign setup, click next here. You'll see I can choose all of the campaigns that I want to bring in here. So these are all of the campaigns that I've created from Zoho campaigns. I can select all of them and then import new campaigns automatically. So every time I send out a campaign in Zoho campaigns, it'll be brought into Zoho Analytics on a sync. Yeah. And you can choose how often you want to sync it, like daily, hourly. So every hour is probably the coolest one because it's so soon. But you'll see we have plenty of other applications like Eventbrite that we integrate with, or Backstage, the even better one. But or HubSpot. If you guys love HubSpot, you can integrate that as well. So there's a bunch of other integrations there as far as importing data. So here are just we might send out the slides. So I have all of those integrations posted here on the slide there. The next thing I'll show you is the data model. So when it comes to data model, we go back into these modules and you can see this data section here is going to have all of my tables, products, users, leads. I have other stuff coming in here, my finance tables as well, all funneled in here. And if we want to see how these are connected, I don't think, are any of you guys data analysts? Anyone? We got one right here. So a data analyst might find this really cool looking. So it's a model diagram, right? And if you hire a data analyst, any of you guys in your companies probably you might have data analysts. You hire them and you have this model diagram where they come in, you're like, well, how's everything set up in your workspace? How are these connections made? Where are these lookups? We can kind of see our model diagram is going to show every single table and all of the connections made from these tables. So if we want to see our campaigns and the contacts associated, we can see them. This is helpful for, like I said, data analysts to visualize these relationships, business users, report builders, anyone building reports, or IT admins coming to audit the workplace structure, the workspace structure there. Um, and you'll find within these, we can create our lookups. So I can come in here, I can come into these fields, I could format them, I can change to a lookup column, and you'll see they're all color coded. If you can see that, let's go into like a better item, but accounts from out of line here. You'll see this is like, these are accounts. So accounts, of course, are going to have all of these child modules that are linking to them. And that's what's color coded in orange there. So the account there is the parent node. We go here, you'll see the parent isn't shown in green there. So the data model diagram is just going to help you kind of get a better visual. If you've ever had somebody join the company or leave the company and they're like, oh, well, Jane had a spreadsheet and it was connected to this one spreadsheet that John made. And they both left the company like 7 years ago and we don't really know how it works. Well, this is going to show you exactly how that works there. Yeah. So, next thing, this is the fun part. We're done with data model diagrams and all that. We're going to show pre-made dashboards. Okay. So these are the dashboards that are created when you first import your data in here. So let's go into I think I have a really good overview dashboard here. So this overview dashboard is just going to show me, like for instance, we have this pipeline by amount and stage, pipeline by count and stage here. So just like in the CRM, you can see here in these in this funnel, these are my different stages that are these are corresponding to the stages in my CRM. I can see exactly how much money is in each stage. We know the percentage of my deals that are in this stage. So 50% of my deals are in the qualification stage. Maybe that tells me something like, hey, I need to split this up into different smaller stages or something along those lines. Um, if I go show you guys another dashboard here, so we'll get into the executive dashboard. So a lot of you guys are using different Zoho apps, right? We're not just using one or two applications. You'll see there's no data available. Well, that's just because of my date filters. I can create a custom date filter here, pulls in a lot more info. So in this all-in-one Zoho dashboard, we're going to see things like our marketing expense in 2022, our ROI shown here. So this is, we can see the underlying data if I wanted to. So the raw data that it's actually pulling from, our ROI percentage, sales versus target, active customers. You'll see here visitors to shipment delivered funnel. So like it's bringing in sales IQ visitors and showing me a funnel to shipment delivered. So that could be pulling in from like inventory or something along those lines. Right. And then this one's, I think, everyone's favorite, being able to see exactly where all of these sales are coming from. I can see a whole national view here, international, and a map here. So we do support that. I got sales trends, which is like showing me the actual trend with a little forecast going here. And pay profit percentage by items. Obviously, the biggest items are generating the most profit here, which I can like click on. I can see the data behind this if we have any. So this is just for that one item. So I can see like other info here on this item, the profit percentage, the selling price, all that good stuff. Um, but yeah, that's going to give me a lot of information there. And since we're in the marketing track, I will also show you guys the marketing ROI dashboard. Um, so here we got ROI percentage by campaign, right? I can see this information here. Like I said, it's pulling in from all Zoho apps, but this is specifically my the marketing side of this. That's generated. This is a pre-made dashboard here. So we got ROI percentage by campaigns. Drilled down by campaign shows like in a descending order here. So that's going to help us get some more analytics. Not just, we're not just seeing click rate, we're not seeing the emails that are open. We're getting a little more information because of all the financials we're pulling in, all the CRM info. Um, so we can actually see here that our marketing efforts are making a difference. What's really cool is we also have this featured samples gallery. So if you guys are on your laptops right now, you can just search Zoho Analytics Gallery. I'm going to actually search that with you guys, show how easy it is. So yeah, Zoho Analytics Gallery. And this is a good way for me to kind of just demo other dashboards that we have here. These are all pre-built dashboards. So these are what you'd see when you integrate with these applications. If we go into the marketing section here, you're going to see a bunch of different apps used for marketing. Like if you want to see how marketing automation analytics would look, or maybe Google Ads, if you guys do Google Ads and want to integrate those in here, you can do that. You can see how a dashboard would look, what kind of reports are created. Here we can filter by the months, and you would even be able to copy this workspace into your own account. So you can play around with this dummy data in your own analytics account. We have a bunch of dashboards created here, ad groups, performance overviews, and then the actual reports created as well. So while we have dashboards, we also can just create different folders for our reports and help organize them. And you're getting much more out of this than you would get in the CRM, in especially Zoho campaigns. I know Zoho campaigns does have some reports built in, but you're not really getting much more than like clicks. We know like certain links that are being clicked on. Um, if we go into like the Zoho campaigns advanced analytics here, you'll see just how much more you're getting. So, like subscriber analytics dashboard, how many contacts I have, active contacts, all the unsubscribes, and we can see. I just made that massive, so we can see all of the contacts added by month. That's created for you. We can get the contacts unsubscription trend, see any anomalies in our data, things like that. Contact status overview by location. So it's showing me all of my campaigns and where they're coming from here. So it's tracking all of that information here. So this is just a way to, all we're doing is integrating our Zoho campaigns to analytics, and it's creating this dashboard for us just to give us a little more context to our marketing app. So next, I'm going to show you guys a bit of data prep. Open this up. So data prep is a way for us to actually clean up our data before we import this in, right? So we import our data in and we can actually see if our I kind of showed like how you can import a CSV. So we can go into Zoho Analytics itself and we can import some data just to show this integration. So we get a file here. I'll just do a sample file to integrate or to import, I mean. We click next and you'll see it gives me all of this information. Whoops, I went back. So it gives me all of this information here. And here I can view the data quality, make sure that my data is right. Have you ever had like a file where all of your date formats are just off, or you have just extra like extra values, or maybe your currency fields have a dollar sign and some of them don't have a dollar sign, and you just need to clean your data there? That's what Zoho Data Prep is going to help you do. So here it takes me to, so it's still in analytics, but with this integration, we can see some information here like the customer name, the product, whatever is in this file here. You'll see with customer names, we have all of the amounts of customers. Say you had some misspellings, like you have Pete Zachariah, and then this one is, Pete Zach, and other people called him Zach. Some people called him Pete Zachariah. What we could do with that is we can cluster and merge this data, right? So you have some suggestions here. Customer name, trim white spaces. We'll get a histogram here. We'll see that all of the data here is okay. But say, you had some misspellings in your data, like some of it was west instead of east, some of it was west. We can then have a bunch of options here to cluster, merge our data. So we've all heard of like the find and merge option in Excel, probably. You can find a certain value and then make sure that they're all the same. Now, say we had like 20 east, 20 west, 165 central, and 5 of them were Cantrell or something. Obviously, Cantrell and Central are around the same. So with this, we have a certain algorithm in here that will detect if you have any misspellings, if something's in an incorrect format, and we can use AI to create a formula that will allow me to actually merge those together, right? So that's what Zoho Data Prep is going to do for you. It just helps you cleanse your data before it actually gets put here in the CRM. And so that is data prep. We'll get into Ask Zia. So Ask Zia is, of course, we've all heard the term Zia while we're here at Zoholics. It is our AI. With Zia, we can actually get some better insights, and we can generate components with Zia. So if I go into Ask Zia and I ask, ROI by campaign, something simple there, it'll pull up an analytic for me. So I can see, oh, all right, this has got an X and Y axis. I got ROI here, freedom sell, big saving days, year end sell, and Zia will give me some additional insights here. So with these insights, I can see obviously there are 10 different campaigns. ROI across all campaigns is 16 million. And the lowest ROI is 282,000. Highest is 2.2 million. Difference of 702. So we can maybe add like a follow-up question or Zia will even suggest, show me the highest stage based on minimum ROI. Show me the average ROI. So I can easily just, or ROI by location. So I can click that, see what Zia does. Okay, so it's showing me the ROI by specific locations, which I can then easily add to my dashboards. So we're using AI, conversational AI, to easily generate some components for us. And then, of course, I can get insights on these. There are 51 different locations. Thanks. ROI across all locations is 16.9 million. Lowest ROI is negative 1 million in Alaska. Whoops. And 1 million in California. So it's going to give us some insights there. We can ask for follow ups and just say, um, just the top three. And it'll say, okay, California, Texas, and New York, just the top three, or I can get further insights there if needed. So we can prompt it. It remembers what we've already told it, just like AI does. This was super cool around 3 years ago. So hope you guys like it now. But something else that's really cool that you can do is also drill down. So I can see here I got ROI by location, right? In this component here. Let's make it bigger. So we got Texas here. I can see, ROI is 878,924. So that's my investments there. And I can maybe drill down by a specific city, or we'll see. This here says stage. Okay, I can drill down by stage, see what that does. So yeah, it's just showing me they're all closed won, of course. Let's go into a different dashboard, my executive dashboard here. Sales by region, that's what I wanted. So we go all time here. So we can see if I go into Texas on this one, let's expand this. We go into Texas, click that, drill down by, what I wanted to do was drill down by city here. So I can see which of my cities. Now we have, of course, Houston here. It's like one of the highest revenues. We have Arlington, Dallas. Now, if I want to go into Houston and drill down further, I can. So I can say, well, let me go by company. Let's see which are my top companies here in Houston. So it generates this dashboard here, this component where I can see the specific accounts within Houston. And here I would be able to say, um, Irving Sporting Goods is doing the best here. Or I can have Zia Insights just tell me that for me, right? Because that's what AI is for. So I don't have to do as much work. So sales between November 11th, 2021 and April 13th was 1.41 million. Top two companies contributed. I can see those top two companies, Irving Sporting Goods and Sam Goody. So we get some additional insights with that drill down feature there. So the next thing would be actually sharing these dashboards, right? So a lot of us, our boss will tell us, we need that report on your desk by the end of the end of the day on your desk, because that's how bosses sound or whatever. But what we could do is we can share our dashboard with them. We could share the components with them manually, or we can create a schedule if needed. Say at the end of the week, we want to, just like we do in the CRM with scheduled reports, we can schedule the whole dashboard to be sent to our boss if needed, right? I can share this view specifically. And what's really cool about analytics, so you can enter specific email addresses, apply certain permissions like, hey, I want to give them the permission to export the data or view underlying data or drill down like I showed you. Maybe we don't want them to go too deep because they'll find something out that we don't want them to. But yeah, so we can give them specific options there and allow them to comment, things like that. And unlike CRM, with analytics, you can actually share the components, the actual images, or even maybe we need to present this data. And your boss is like, oh, yeah, that's a nice dashboard, but I want you to present that at the end of this week. Your marketing efforts are cool. I see it. Show the rest of the team so I can spend more money on you. And it's like, okay, well, if I click share here, click slideshow, it already creates a slideshow for me in Zoho Show. So, like, for example, I'll just click this one so we don't have to load anything. So I have a sales monthly revenue report created by Dave. That's me. Not really. But I click next here. monthly revenue by deal size. So it shows me those components already and the Zia insights next to them. I can, of course, go into the Zoho show presentation and change those numbers if I wanted to and maybe lie or inflate them a little bit. But here it's going to give me those components for me, and I can easily get all of this information and present this to whoever I need to automatically. So it just creates a whole presentation. So now let's go back into the presentation. So now there's a bunch of updates here in Analytics 6.0. So Analytics 6.0, here's an example. So I showed you guys how you can generate uh, you can get some Zia insights, right? So they've actually made some further changes to Zia insights. So now I got a bunch of insights here. It shows in July 2024, total sales decreased by 15%. Now you'll see a little diagnostic next to it. So that little magnifying glass next to it is going to allow me to diagnose that issue there. Now it's going to show me the sales change in the recent period. So we can see, it looks like a negative change from June to July. So where exactly is this issue coming from? The top 5 drivers impacting sales: Facebook from ad source, our tablets, Pix Parade, LinkedIn. So it's showing where the most negative, where that decrease came from. So the sales for Facebook decreased by 31%, dropping from 388K to 267K. So it's actually giving me some it's actually diagnosing my issues for me. Top offsetters of sales, desktop versus tablet. So maybe, something's just not very desktop friendly. Maybe it's mobile friendly, right? So it's just giving us some additional insights, helping us expand on that further. Drop in Facebook occurrences. Facebook occurrences decreased by 8.89%, with 4 fewer records in July 2024, which may account for a significant decrease in the sales incurred by Facebook. We haven't done anything. All we did was ask Zia to do this for us. So the possibilities are endless here. Impact details: sales for tablets decreased by 16%. Awesome. Let's change that. So here with conversational AI, we can also ask Zia now to actually um, calculate a formula for us. Hey, use the below aggregate formula to calculate profit. The sum of sales minus the sum of costs. So it's not just calculating profit. Anyone can Google the formula for profit. It's calculating profit using our fields and our data in Zoho Analytics. If you need a formula tailored to your workplace, please let me know the tables to be used for the formula creation. Include sales costs. So now it's going to use the fields I have within there, sales costs, to actually give me a more accurate profit formula, which I can then use to create a new field. All right. So here again, this is another new update: order quantity by ship mode and by order priority. So it gives me a really cool component, just like I showed you guys. Now, how many of you guys know how to create SQL queries? Not me. Awesome. So we got a few of you. Perfect. So now with the ChatGPT integration, you can ask AI here to give you a SQL query to get, product wise, unit price, whatever. You can prompt it, and it's using ChatGPT to give you that SQL query, which then can easily be copied and pasted to create a new table, right? So it's just showing the advancements of AI. Another thing is it's multilingual now. So it can generate a response in French if you needed to, or Spanish. Um, we don't just support English here. Uh, and of course, this one's huge. So you can use Ask Zia within Microsoft Teams to generate some components for you. So there's a Zoho Analytics bot built into Microsoft Teams now. You tell it to list all of your tables, list those tables, show me total sales. This is just a chat in Microsoft Teams. Total sales is 12 million. Sales and profit by product subcategory. So it'll allow you to create some components there and even get your Zia insights from within Microsoft Teams. And then here are just a few of the things I've already shown you. The diagnostic intelligence. We added some new charts in the new analytics update, like the Sankey charts to analyze drop off over multiple steps in a process. if I need to see like when people are in my commerce shop and when they're all dropping off, if 80% of them add something to cart and then they drop off, maybe something's too expensive. I don't know. But that's just an example. Analyze the conversion rate from one step to another. This is another way to just show a funnel and show how to, where things are. Maybe, if something in the qualification stage, they're not being converted, like I said, we need to do something in that stage or add a blueprint into CRM, something along those lines. Uh, Multivariate forecasting. So we added that. That's actually pretty huge if you guys like forecasting. So we're not just looking at our revenue or forecasting certain metrics by revenue. We're actually using things like maybe our marketing spending and seeing how that helps with our forecasting. So it's just helping us provide a more accurate version of forecasting there. And so here's just the slide that includes all of our updates there. So all of these new updates will help you harness your analytics to evolve your raw data into actionable insights. My name is Ryan. Thank you guys so much.